Great. So make your way to your mats. I highly encourage you to do this without any shoes on. If you do have some on, go ahead and pop them off. But we're going to kind of get started with a little bit of a stretching flow, kind of an easy flow. So let's make our way down to the ground. What we're going to do is going to walk out into a plank position for me. All right, I'm a little bit cut off, but it'll be all right. So in this position, I want you to think about spreading your fingertips. Hands are nice and wide. Those palms are pressing down to the ground into a good, strong plank position. From this position, I want you to alternate walking your feet out wider. All right, maybe 2-3 steps out and walk those back in. All right, into a good plank position. I would do that again. Walk those feet out nice and wide and walk those feet in. So we're kind of getting those glutes nice and warmed up. Keep going back and forth here for me. I'm going to go one more time out, nice and wide, keeping that core still, and drop it down, relax. So we're kind of getting those glutes turned on. At the same time, we're getting those shoulder stability ready for action as well. So actively pressing down into the ground, walking those hips out, or walking those feet out, making sure those hips stay nice and still. Okay, we're going to do that again. We're going to add another piece to it. So go ahead and walk out into that plank position. Go ahead and walk those feet out nice and wide as you are comfortable going. I'm going to have you push your hips up into a downward dog. I want you to really focus on kind of stretching through those arms, through that low back, through the whole spine. Press those heels into the ground if you can. Then we're going to walk those hands towards those feet, or between those feet actually, because those feet are still out nice and wide. All right, so in this position, I want you to swing your hands around to the right, reaching for the outside of that right foot. I'm going to have you swing your hands all the way around to the other side. Think about keeping those legs nice and straight. If you're just coming from equipped, good little hamstring back stretch for you. Go ahead and bring those hands back to the center. I want you to focus, trying to put those palms onto the ground as best as you can manage. This is a time where it's okay if that back rounds. I want you to just focus on creating length and relaxing into it. All right, then we're going to roll that all the way up. Nice and tall. Okay, feet are still out nice and wide. I'm going to scoot forward a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to sweep those arms out nice and tall. All right, in this position, I'm going to rotate over to my right, drop my hands out to the side like an airplane. Okay? I'm kind of in a, warrior pose, kind of. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop my back knee into a kind of a kneeling position. I'm going to bring both those hands back up together, up overhead. Okay? I'm going to shift my weight forward into that front foot, actively reaching towards the ceiling still with those arms. And I'm going to arch that low back backwards. Okay, so a lot of different things going on. Weight is shifted forward. Think about you're kind of exaggerating that hip shift forward as we're reaching our hands up and back. We're going to bring those hands back down, push through that front foot, rotate back up to that straddled standing position. Okay? Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. We're going to sweep those arms out, actively reaching for the ceiling. I'm going to rotate over to the opposite side, bring those hands out nice and wide, dropping that knee down. Hands go back up to the ceiling, active reach. All right, shift those hips forward, pushing into that front foot. Pause right there for just a second. This front foot, I want that front foot flat on the ground. If that foot is too close and that knee is kind of lifting that heel up, I want you to just go ahead and cheat that foot forward. All right, get into a position where that foot is nice and flat. All right, hands are reaching up, weight is shifted forward. Then we're going to arch our back. All right, we're reaching towards the back corner of the room. The weight is still shifted forward. Pressing through that front foot, return back to standing. Okay? Now we're gonna kind of get back to the start. We're gonna take a nice, good, strong hinge. If we're not sure how to hinge quite yet, we need to go to a few more classes, huh? All right, so my back is nice and flat. My hamstrings are nice and straight. Okay? I'm gonna reach my hands down between my feet. Again, I want you to actively try to push your palms on the ground. Might feel a nice little stretch through that low back. So we just worked on tensing that low back through that arch, and now we're working on kind of stretching it out in the opposite position. All right, now we're gonna walk those hands back out towards that plank position. Nice tall plank. Walk those feet back in, keeping that hip shift to a minimum, and relax. All right, look good, feel good? Check it out. We're gonna do it one more time, all right? We're going to go through a little bit faster. We're going to go through 2 rounds on this one, okay? Let's go ahead and get into that plank position. We're going to walk those feet out. Push back into down dog. Elongate that body. Walk those hands in. Swing those hands around to the right. Simon says, swing those hands around to the left. And towards the middle. Simon didn't say. Just kidding. Go ahead and roll it on up. Sweep those arms up, reach for the ceiling. Rotate to the right, dropping those hands, dropping that knee. Reach those hands back up towards the ceiling. Shift that weight over that front foot. Arch that back. Remember this position, I want you to think about actively squeezing like your low back had abs. I want you to think about squeezing those guys as tight as possible. Go ahead and relax. Push back up standing. Sweep those arms up. Rotate to the opposite side. Spread those arms. Reaching up. Shift that weight forward. Arch that back. Squeeze those low back abs. Really extend those arms. Reach towards the ceiling. Relax back up standing. Hinge, push those hips back, keep that back nice and flat, you can do it. Dropping those hands down towards that ground, push those palms towards the ground or as close to the ground as you can manage. That back should be nice and round. This is one of the only times you're going to have you actually round your back. Walk those hands out to plank. Walk those feet in together. Hold there, pause. Walk those feet back out. One more time here. Hips go up, elongate those arms. Walk those hands in towards those feet. Swing those arms around to the right. Swing those arms around to the left. Into the center. Palms towards the ground. Roll it on up, slow and controlled. Let that blood come out of your head. Swing those arms up and around. Swing your partner around and round. Into that kneeling position, arms together, reach up towards the ceiling, weight shift goes forward, back arches backwards, squeeze those low back abs. Relax, stand up, swing those arms around, reach up, rotate, drop those arms out, into that kneeling, hands go up, weight shift goes forward. Squeeze those low back abs. Reach those arms, actively reach those arms. And relax, back up center. Hinge, good strong hinge. Right at that hip. Palms go down towards the mat, let that back round. Reach for the ground, walk those hands out. Plank position, walk those feet back in. Good strong plank position, hold, and relax. All right, are you warmed up? Good, we did it, we warmed up. Get ready for our first flow here. All right, this one's gonna be, it's gonna be great. You're gonna do fine. Okay, so what we're looking at is gonna be a few parts. I'll break this down with you. So let's go ahead and get up to our feet if you're not there already. So we're gonna start with a lateral lunge. So I'm gonna go, last one I did the mirror thing, but this one, just so I give you the right call outs, I'm going to step out to my left side. I'm going to sit back into that left foot. So my left knee is here, my right leg is extended. All right? So in this position, I want you to think about you have a ceiling right above your head, about 3 inches above your head. So what we're going to do is we're going to shift over to the right side, but I don't want you to come up because, ouch, I just hit my head. Ceiling's right here. I want you to stay under that ceiling and shift your weight to that right foot. All right? Shift back again for me. So working on staying low. A lot of tension in that quad right now, all right? Shift back over to that right side. Good. All right, so in this position, I'm going to take those hands, I'm going to put those hands down to the ground. All right? And my left leg, which is now extended, I'm going to kind of sweep that. I'm going to take the weight off of that by putting into my right foot and my hands. All right? I'm going to sweep that left foot around towards the back, all the way around to the opposite side. This is going to look real weird. It's fine. Okay? Basically, I did a 180-degree semicircle with that left foot. Okay? And now I'm going to plant that left hand. So I'm in kind of a collapsed lateral bridge position. Okay? You can go ahead and drop that hip to the ground if you have it. So, with that left hand down, my right hand is now free. I'm going to reach this right hand through this gap. Alright, I'm going to reach that left hand, or that right hand, sorry, through that gap best I can. You might get a couple snap, crackle, pops through the back. That's great. Okay, this is where it's going to get tricky. I'm going to pull that hand back out. I'm going to alligator crawl in this position. So basically I'm going to push through my right foot, push into my left hand. Alright, now my right hand and left foot are going to move together. I'm going to reach out with my right hand. I'm going to reach up with my left foot. Alright, now I'm basically in a collapsed bridge on the other side. And we're basically just going to switch that for one more time. Alright, I'm going to reach with my left hand. I'm going to reach with my right foot. I'm in collapsed bridge on this side. Okay? It all makes sense. If you're totally lost, that's fine. We're about to restart. Alright, now all I'm going to do is going to press through that left hand, bring that left foot through, and then stand up. Alright, or however you're comfortable standing up is fine. Alright, let's do that all over again. So, we're going to do it on the other side. I'm going to reach out with my right foot. Alright, I'm going to sit down into that lateral lunge. Remember that ceiling, shift over to the left side. Good, I'm onto that left foot now. Hands go down. Alright, so I'm on my left foot and both my hands. My right foot, I'm going to unload and sweep that all the way around 180 degrees. Alright, I'm going to drop those hips to the ground. So now you're just hanging out. What's up? How you doing? So right foot is out long. Right hand is bearing weight. Left hand is going to thread through. Right, get as much of that snap, crackle, pop as you can manage. Pull that back out. That one's just a bonus. That one's not really part of it. Alright, again, this is where it gets complicated. So I'm on my right hand, right? I'm on my left foot. Those are opposite. Right hand, left foot. So those are going to be a pair. These two that aren't doing anything, these are a pair. Left hand, right foot. So left hand and right foot are both going to crawl together. And then that right hand, left foot crawl together. Alright, two big alligator crawls. Think about it again, like, yeah, you're moving like an alligator. Alright, now I'm just going to bring this back right foot through, ooh, standing. Got a little too excited there. And there you did it. Alright, we're going to do it again. One more, a little bit slower. Well, a little bit more normal pace. A little faster than that, but still not full speed. One more time on each side. Alright, lateral lunge to the left. Shift over to the right. Hands go down. Left foot, you're going to unload. You're going to sweep that all the way around, 180 degrees. Kick it out. Drop those hips to the ground. Right hand, thread through. Big rotational, thoracic rotation. There you go. All right, alligator crawls. Two free hands, or free hand, free foot. And both curl those forward. Crawl again. Bring that back foot through and stand. All right. Other side. Right long lunge. Shifting over to the left. Both hands down. All right. Elongate for that right foot. You're going to unload. We're going to sweep that all the way around. Collapse bridge. Left hand thread through. Pull that back out. Left hand, right foot, both reach and crawl. Right hand, left foot, reach and crawl. Bring that back foot together and up. All right, we're going to do it one more time. I want you to go at your own pace. You can follow along with me, but I'm going to take the call outs out. If you want to just follow along with my movements, let's do it. All right. What I want you to really focus on is finding that, that jointedness within yourself. Putting these pieces together. Okay? Whatever you're comfortable with doing, finding how your body moves, how you kind of get into these positions, get out of these positions. I want you to kind of focus on finding what's yours. Alright, don't focus on going quickly. Don't focus on going too crazy and out of control. I want you to just get what you can manage. Alright, go ahead and finish up whatever side you're on. We've got one more quick flow to go through, and then we'll wrap it up. Alright, this one's super easy. Our hips are nice and fluid. We're ready to rock and roll. This next one is actually going to start. I'll give you a second if you need to get your mind. This next one's super easy. It's a bit of a cool down exercise. Okay, we're going to be in that primal position. So that's hands and knees. We're going to tuck our toes under. We're going to lift those knees up. So those knees are floating up off the ground. Abs are nice and tight. So what we're going to do, again, I'm going to use call outs here. So I'm going to take my right knee. I'm going to bring my right knee to my left wrist and sit down. Alright? Again, primal position. My right knee to my left wrist. So I'm going to cross underneath my body and sitting down. This is going to be that 90-90 position that we love so much. 90 degrees at the hip, or at the knee and the ankle on both legs. Okay? In this position, what we're going to do is we're going to reach our arms out front. We're going to lift those hips up off the ground. So I'm in a double tall kneeling position. From the side, what it looks like is here. Okay? I'm on just my knees and my toes here. Okay? So again, if we're here, and now all I'm going to do is kind of use my right knee as a pivot point. I'm going to bring that left foot forward. And now I'm in a kneeling position. And all I'm going to do is press through that left foot, stand. Alright, and we're going to reverse that whole process. So I'm going to bring my right knee back to the ground. My left knee that's up here, I'm going to bring that to my right ankle. Boom. Extend those arms out front. Sit that down. Alright. I'm going to bring that right hand down. My left hand, this one's going to be a little bit complicated. Two things moving at once. I'm going to try to replace my right knee with my left hand. As I'm doing that, I'm going to bring that right knee back into that primal position. Alright, we're going to do that same side one more time. Right knee to left wrist. Alright, in that seated position. Arms go out front. Open those hips. Bring that left foot through into kneeling. Stand. Right knee goes back down. Left knee goes to right heel. Arms out front. Ease on down. Right hand. Bring that knee back to primal. Alright, I'm going to spin around. We're going to do the opposite side now twice to even it up. So in that primal position, now I'm going to bring my left knee to my right wrist. Alright, and we're in that seated 90-90 position. Arms out front. Open those hips, hip extension. Alright, back foot comes through, so kneeling. Stand. Left knee back down towards the ground. Bring that right knee to left heel. Arms out, sit it down. Left hand brace. Back to primal. One more time, left knee to right wrist. 90-90, hands out. Extend those hips, squeeze those glutes. Right foot coming up. It's that kneeling to stand. knee, left knee back down, right knee to left heel, hands out, sit it down, left hand brace, flip that back under the primal, and bada bing, bada boom, you're done. All right, that's going to be it for us today, folks. Remember, check out those resources in the chat. I'll hang around if you have any other questions about those. The Recovery One, like I said, that digital therapy platform is wonderful. We've got a big push on mindset coming up for August. So if you have any questions about that, getting your mind right, hopefully that's why you're here every week, right? Get a little break of all the sitting and typing all day. Get some movement. Great for the body, great for the mind. All right, have a great night, folks. See you next time.